Hi family, quick channel message. So I'm talking to a collective that has been protecting their energy very strongly. To the point where for some of you, not everybody, your solitude is starting to turn into a bit of social anxiety. I think you walked away and pulled your energy back from people who were very toxic, who might have been doing things in the dark. And when you found out about these things, when you found out that they weren't true, or when you found out that they weren't real to you, meaning whoever they presented themselves to be, they were fake, you decided to go into hermit mode. And I completely understand because I've been there before. But Spirit is also saying, we need your light, baby. We need you to sprinkle on this world. We need you to recognize that these things happened in order for you to understand how to put up healthy boundaries, but also for you to build something for yourself, to really start to dream and dream big and start to move with inspired action towards those dreams. Some of y'all are feeling like, I don't even know where to start. Start somewhere. Look, it says fake it till you make it, baby. And nobody's saying that you don't need, nobody's saying not to be real, but Spirit is saying you don't need to be an expert to start. You don't need to be perfect. Do you hear me? You don't need to be perfect to start. I need you to get moving. Get that pen and paper out. If you need to use ChatGPT, ask questions. Get your organization together. Use the tools necessary to make things easier for yourself. And I'm saying that because you really dealt with some energy vampires. You dealt with some people that were taking from you energetically. For some of y'all were physical. They might have been doing some smex magic, you know what I'm saying? Draining you energetically. And when you recognize what was happening, maybe through readings, just through reality and Spirit actually showing you what was going on, it scared you a little bit. I think it kind of made you very untrustworthy when it comes to people. But people are still good, and you are still good. And the more you elevate and raise your vibration and recognize that those things that happened literally were a lesson, it was a karmic lesson for you to break free of some old pattern. Maybe it had to do with self-love. Maybe it had to do with believing people before you believe yourself. Maybe it had to do with you trusting your intuition more. Maybe it had to do with you learning how to put up healthy boundaries and saying no. Whatever that is, you learn that lesson. And now Spirit is saying this hermit mode is coming to an end, my dear. It's time for you to step up and step out. Okay? So, a couple more. Spirit is saying it's time for you to open up emotionally as well. Some of you guys want love. You want a new partner. You want a higher level of commitment. Maybe you've never had that before. Maybe you've never known what it feels like to fall in love. And maybe not necessarily fall in love. I'm talking to someone who that knows that they have a lot of love to give and wants to give it in a healthy manner and wants to be in healthy connections. And Spirit is saying in order for that to happen, you have to be willing to open up and be vulnerable and know that the Most High is not only going to put you around the right people to do that, but also you have the discernment and the intuition to recognize who's who and what's what. Because we're in this world and not of this world, right? That don't mean that everybody that comes around you is going to be, for you. Sometimes people come around for you to be tested and say, you know what? I've seen that energy before. I'm gonna go in this direction. Just because you see a stove don't mean you got to touch it, Just because you see fire don't mean you have to, you don't have to test or even help everybody that comes towards you. And that's another lesson for some of you guys. You are no one's savior. Let me repeat that. You are no one's savior. You're not here to, everybody's not your assignment. When someone told me that, it really changed my perspective. When God gives you an assignment, you'll know it. You'll know it because you'll have the resources for it. You might see yourself in that person, but God will never put you in a position to sacrifice yourself to help another. And I think a lot of us, because I'm guilty of that in the past. A lot of us were doing that in the past. And so now that you have the discernment, you have the intuition to recognize when somebody playing in your face, when somebody is using your kindness for weakness, you can say, all right, I'm out, and go in the opposite direction. You can say no to things. You can put up the healthy boundaries that continue to put you first. All right. So there are some people that are watching, and yes, they're upset because they see either you making these changes right now, and I'm seeing 555 in my mind's eye, or they see that you've already made this change and they know that they don't have access to you anymore. Womp, womp. Right next to that card, this card says, this tiny turtle, he judges you immensely. For some of you guys, your kids are watching you, my dear. And it's important for you to be a positive influence for the next generation. Even if these aren't kids, younger nieces and nephews, younger cousins, younger friends that you might even see going through something like you're going through. And maybe they're not ready to listen, but at least you can be the prototype, you can be a role model. You can be an example just through your actions. By way of your actions, you are being an example to someone else. For the negative side of that, there are people that are watching you on social media. They're watching you be very unbothered. They're watching you step into your light and step into your power, and it ain't shit they can do about it. So don't even worry about that. Some of that hermit mode energy, for you guys that weren't stepping into this energy just yet, I feel like you were very hesitant because you were afraid of the projections, or afraid of people talking about you being weirded. So what? So what? Who cares what these people think? They literally are jealous of you because they don't have the backbone to take risks, to be courageous and bold enough to step out and step up. To me, people who are on their spiritual journey are the 1%. We are the 1%ers. Most people do not give a shit. They are in this carnal world. They don't see anything past their own eyes, their own ears. You see in between the lines. You recognize all of the shit, all the little things that people aren't paying attention to, that help you make better decisions in your life, that help you grow and elevate spiritually. And yes, with, elevation comes new responsibilities and new challenges, but God has given you all the capacity for everything that comes across your path, okay? So don't even worry about that. I pulled this in the first reading and I'm pulling it again. Do not give up. It says continue to persevere. Even if you haven't seen what you desire just yet, just know you are on the right track and you need to keep moving. I'm going to pull one last card and let's get on out of here. All right. Man, you're doing much better than you think. And you better start giving yourself way more credit. Because fuck these people. I'm sorry, I had to say it. Mental illness. Why would you care about somebody who is literally losing their shit because they don't have, it's almost like you were like somebody to beat up, like you were taking on some sort of energy or pain. You might have been alchemizing it for somebody, and because you're not doing that anymore, you're not answering when they call and they want to trauma dump on you and emotionally dump on you, because a lot of folks was doing that to y'all, and you was on the phone, you were listening and paying attention when you knew it was draining the life out of you, and they were willing to do it. Once you started putting up healthy boundaries, either people stayed because they loved you and they wanted to be better, or they walked away and now they're dealing with their own energy. Womp womp. All right? Spirit wants you to know that you are the best, my dear. You're everything that you always thought you were. Don't listen to nobody that tells you different. And if they try to tell you different, get the hell away from those people. This says be your own cheerleader. If you don't have that collective right now, it's coming. But in the meantime, cheer yourself on. Make sure it comes from within first. Don't pay attention or don't rely on outside and external validation. You need to build yourself up right now, because when ain't nobody around, when the lights go out, You're the only one left. I love y'all.